Yo, what up, What up, world? This is your guy, Humble Warrior Eli, man. I'm back with the podcast. As you can see, the topic tonight is how do you know if that's your soulmate part two? But this time I got my guy, Jizzy.
Hey, what's going on, man? What's going on? How you
Hey,
feeling?
man. Feeling blessed, man. That's all I can
That's what's
say.
up. That's
You
what's
know,
up.
taking it one day at a time, man.
I hear that.
Man, it's good to have you on my platform, man, my
Man.
podcast, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you inviting me, man. Appreciate the invite.
Yes, sir. How you feeling?
Yeah, man, I'm good. You know, a little tired. Pretty much working, grinding, ripping and running nonstop. But yeah, I
Good.
gotta take the time to pretty much collab and congregate with a fellow Christian. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Respect to that, man. Definitely. Man, before we get started on this topic, you know, tell me a little bit about yourself, man. A little bit about what you do for a living and what brought you to doing podcast.
Okay, with a podcast is well, I guess yeah, I started the podcast, then go back by myself, but the podcast pretty much stimulated, which is pretty much what I do. It all stems from the music. The music is the centerpiece, and then is a bunch of different things. Like I guess that's the layers on top of it. That's its atmosphere. You got the podcast, you got the merchandise, um, and then yeah, but the music is the central. That's the key
Okay.
because that's pretty much my purpose in life. So like yeah, pretty much growing up in Philadelphia, North Philly, and yeah, so I just pretty much was an athlete for most of my life, playing football, all that. Played ball a little bit, but mainly football. I excelled at it. Went to college, started playing football, but eventually stopped doing that and was focused like pretty much on the music. Because it was like I was always dappering with it, even as a kid, because my dad got me started with it. He pretty much was like, "All right, what y'all gonna be doing in the church?" Because we'll be there, and he started a group that
Yeah,
was like Yam Stegan All Stars. That's what we started off as. I was probably like what 10, 11, 12, one of the majors,
yeah.
and and it pretty much was my little brother and my little cousin, or two little cousins that was with us, and matter of fact, three of them. So yeah, so we was doing that for a little while, and then like yeah, I started focusing on football, but eventually, like while in college, was still dabbling with the music, rapping, but at that time just doing regular secular music, because it was easy. It was like yeah, I could talk about anything, just talk, and then
Yeah.
eventually, I end up like focusing more on inspirational like gospel hip hop, like because my mom and dad would pretty much come to me and be like, yo, like, what you doing, man? Like, you got a call and like you just doing whatever. And I'm like, I ain't really hurt nobody. I ain't talking about like drugs and all this type stuff, shooting nobody in his regular music.
Yeah.
But so eventually one day I just was praying and I'm like, God, I ain't really trying to hurt nobody with this music that I'm doing, but what should I do? And like literally, I ain't even gonna hold you. Like it's crazy. It was like some lady come up to me maybe like 5, 10 minutes later. She don't know what I just was talking about. She was like, "Yo, I don't know why I'm gonna tell you this, but I just God want me to let you know, like you gonna go far in gospel hip hop. Like you gonna do things that you never even thought of doing, like that you never even dreamt of doing." And I'm like, "Well, I can't get no more clear than that." So from there on out, it was like, "All right, I know what I'm gonna be doing," and then start really focusing and building a brand from that point on. Start putting in the groundwork, and now we here.
Mm,
Yeah,
man,
and we here.
it's crazy we talk about this conversation, man, because probably for about a month straight, I've been talking about this drill music stuff,
Yeah.
and how it's really affecting the young cats out here.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure.
I don't want to go off the topic, but I just want to get this out real quick because that's been bothering me, man, for a very long time. How a young cat can listen to this music,
Hmm.
and that music can be their Dr. Phil, you
Literally.
know. And don't get me wrong, we all used to play music when we was younger,
Hmm.
but the music nowadays is like, man, it's taking over their minds, like
Yo,
it's controlling them.
it really be like they be in the trends. I feel you.
Yeah. And that been bothering me, man, for a very long time. Like that been on my mind for a very long time. But I finally started really getting into it now because I want to help these young cats understand that there's a better way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we have a purpose in life.
Yeah,
You know,
for sure.
my favorite saying is many is called, few is chosen.
Mm-hmm.
You know, once that anointing is on your life, don't play around with that. Don't
Yeah.
don't take for granted.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'll tell you one thing for sure and two things for certain. If you do that, you ain't gonna make it.
No, no, I feel you on that for
Yeah.
sure. Like and the piggyback off of what you was just saying, like speaking on the drill music, like the crazy part is like that's kind of like been one of my topics in my music that I've been touching on where like that's been like my target focus. Like I actually got a freestyle coming up where that's something I'm really speaking on like directly. And
Yeah.
even for the project that I'm working on, the second project that I'm working on right now, is speaking on it directly just because I'm like, yo, we gotta wake up, like y'all. Yeah, I don't think y'all seeing it, like almost on some like Wizard of Oz. Don't be
Yeah.
fooled by the smoke and mirrors.
Yeah.
Like look behind the curtain.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's all cap. They like you said, like these young like it's cap. They trying to trick you out of your spot. They
Mm-hmm.
trying to trick you out of your spot. So yeah,
Yeah.
just to piggyback off what you was just saying.
Yeah, that's real. So I just want to get that out there because man, I have never seen so much killing in my life. Like
Hmm.
it's so crazy that I seen a kid on the news, you know what I'm saying, while another cat was walking, minding his business. White dude
Hmm.
too. Minding his business, man. And I couldn't believe what I saw on the news though, how this kid just walked past him, turned around, just blew his brains out.
That's crazy.
Shot him again, and ran.
Yo,
And
that's
now
it's,
and now they're connecting that same thing that happened 2 days ago to that Roxborough
yeah,
shootout.
yeah.
And I'm just like, man, these kids is young. You can tell he was young because
Hmm.
he ain't no 25, 30 years old. He young.
Yeah,
You can tell he young. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like, but it's just crazy just seeing that.
Hmm.
Like, man, it's that music. That's all it is.
Sure, for sure.
It's
If
that
they ain't,
music.
if they ain't taking that like all the time, and that's what's sitting in their spirit, that's what
Yeah.
they feeding.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty much after a while they start believing it, especially when you at a pivotal age where you're I'm trying to think of the word you're easily influenced. You're at that vital stage where it could go left or it could go right. It
Yeah.
all depending on what you got in your surroundings, what you got as your support system. So yeah, easily.
Yeah. That's facts. That's true. Because if people don't realize it now, when will you realize it?
Hmm.
I mean, because a lot of people wait till it's too late, and that's too late. You could have life in prison,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and life in prison ain't just 100 years. I'm talking about. I seen one cat. He had like 900 years.
Oh my
I
god,
said, man, 900 years. That's real. Like I had to really look that up, and that's real.
that's crazy.
And I'm just
That's
like,
crazy.
man, he broke down crying and everything.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
couldn't even believe what he was hearing.
yeah.
You know, he's like 18 years old. 18, man.
You ain't even live yet. You ain't do nothing. You ain't been nowhere. You don't know nothing. You
Yeah.
don't know nothing. You ain't see nothing.
You didn't even get a chance to, you know what I'm saying, make a couple dollars in your pocket.
Uh-huh. That's a lot of times be the case for a lot of people in our city that I be realizing about Philadelphia. It's like even though we're a major city,
Yeah.
it's like people stuck literally just in a neighborhood alone where it's like this. Like it's a lot of times you like if you're from North, you don't go down South Philly, you don't go down West Philly. It's
Yeah.
like you're just stuck on your blocks. That's your
Mhm.
blocks. That's where you be at. You don't really be too many other places. And it's like, no, it's a big world out there. I'm talking a lot of coaches, a lot of different things. Like
Yeah.
it's a huge world out there if you just get the chance to see it.
Yeah. You know what? I'm from North Philly, and I had that same mindset when I was younger.
Yeah.
But once I left the people that I hang with alone and
Hmm.
started really going out the city,
Yeah.
I mean, I got so much love.
Yeah.
I was getting
Exactly.
love from just from playing basketball itself, though.
Hmm.
But that right there, it not only helped me get to see other people, but bring them together.
Yeah. For
And it's
sure.
funny how a lot of them see me now
Hmm.
as like representing Christ,
Yeah.
and they respect that 100 times more than what I was doing before.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot
For
of them
sure.
grew up in them churches. A lot of them grandmoms, dads,
Mm-hmm.
grandpa, moms all pray for them.
Yeah.
And the fact that you seen somebody around your age bracket doing that, like, yo, man, like I need to be doing that too.
Exactly.
And that's what kind of led it to go that route.
Yeah, I feel you. Just speak. Let me ask you a question though, just because you asked me that question, because I don't
Yeah,
even think I asked you when I first met you.
yeah.
What led you to starting this podcast?
Whew, that's a good question. Um, to be honest with you, man, I was going through some crazy relationships.
All right.
I probably been in like maybe two at that given time.
Mm-hmm.
One was in like 2016 and 2018.
Yeah.
One was like for like 1 year, 2019. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, and I knew who I was.
Got you. Got you.
I didn't know who I was. I knew my character, but I always knew I had a calling though. And every
That's what's
time,
up.
I got to know God, and every time I prayed and seek God's face,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there was always a distraction. But those small signs was telling me something,
Yeah.
you know. And I believe I got into an accident as well before 2020 started.
All right.
Back in November 15th. I'm sorry, before 2021 started, I had got into an accident in 2020 of November 15th.
All right.
And it was like a regular accident to me, but the chiropractor told me that my body was damaged.
Oh.
Like my
Whoa.
whole back was messed up, my arms, my neck. Like he's like, yo, I don't know how you survived that.
Whoa. That's
I said, what you
crazy.
mean? So
Yeah.
he showed me like, everything that was going on with
Mm-hmm.
my body, and it was broken, bro.
Dang.
And the fact that he said to me, God definitely watching you.
Yeah.
Like he was like, man, God definitely got his hand on your life.
Whoa. That's crazy.
When he said that, that's when I started to walk into my purpose.
That's what's
That's when
up.
I started to take time and get to know God for myself. I was single for some time,
Mm-hmm.
and I got to know God, man. I got to know God for myself.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
ain't waste no time with that.
Yeah.
And you know what, man? I was more happy than I ever possibly was.
Yeah.
Like I felt good. I used to wake up every morning, read my word, pray.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go to my training for like a good hour. I even
Mm-hmm.
jog back home. All that. It was,
Yeah.
and I'm just giving God time. And the way I was doing that, as if I was talking to my mom and dad. You know what I'm saying? I'm just giving him regular conversations.
Mm-hmm.
He
For
would
sure.
always tell me something. Like he always send something my way. And that's how I knew he was so real. And trust me, I had nights where I cried. I had nights where, he was just speaking to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I never forget this. During my storm beginning of this year, I was watching three movies. The movie was called Left Behind. The first one I saw was called Left Behind.
All right.
Came out back in 2000.
All right.
Man, this movie shocked the mess out of me. Like that movie made me like it's kind of like what's going on now, but I feel like it's gonna happen in the later future.
All right.
Basically people were disappearing.
Mm.
Um, Basically like the end of the world.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And those that were still here, they thought that that was it. Like they wasn't gonna make it to heaven. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of them was just stuck in their old ways. A lot of them
Yeah.
was scared that they lost their mother, they daughter, their sons, and all that stuff. And a lot of them couldn't believe what was happening. Like they disappeared
Mm-hmm.
like that. Close their eyes, boom. Next thing you know, their wife is gone, their kids is gone.
Oh snap.
And it was so deep and real, man, that a lot of them had a second chance to get their life right.
Mm-hmm.
In the midst of what happened to them in front of their face, a lot of them was still given that second chance.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's how you knew that God was real, because if you're still here, like you still breathing, you got a chance.
You got a chance.
You still
Exactly.
you still got a call in your life.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what you say, you still got
Mm-hmm.
a call in your life, man. And that's how I
Yep.
look at life. I wake up every morning with breath in my lungs and I'm breathing air out. My eyes open up.
Mm-hmm.
Like I ain't just waking up and just saying, "Oh man, forget life. Like I'm cool. I'm gonna just do whatever I want to do."
Yeah.
Like, you got a second chance for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
You never know. Somebody ain't wake up today.
Yeah, exactly.
Somebody probably got killed 6 in the morning, 12 at night.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
Real
saying?
rap.
That's how I go about it.
Yeah. You still got a chance. You still got a chance to do what you was called to do, what he put you on earth to do.
Yeah.
That's
That's what
we
movie's
all.
about. Left
Yeah.
Behind.
Yeah. That's what's up. I check it out.
Yeah, I'm gonna send it to you when I get a chance too.
Yeah.
It's pretty good though. But man, I'm gonna get into this topic, man.
All right. Let's get to it. Let's
get
get
into
to
this
it.
topic, man. But yeah, tonight topic is how do you know if that's your soulmate part two?
All right.
Let me ask you this question. How do you
Mm-hmm.
feel about this topic?
Oh, I like the topic. It's interesting.
Yeah.
It's very wide. It's wide range because especially from my initial thoughts, growing to thoughts now and maturing more and more. So yeah, I definitely like the topic.
What's up, man? What's good? Um,
Let me ask you this: do you believe you only can get one soulmate or multiple soulmates?
it's a good question. I always believe that you can get one soulmate.
Okay, all right,
And I could be wrong, but it's just my opinion.
all right, go ahead.
Um, I do believe you can get one soulmate because when you're created, God designed you for a reason. He created you for a reason. He put things inside you for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of time, your soulmate, same way. So when you do your purpose, when you're doing your purpose for him, when you're obedient to him, and he sends you the person that's meant to be in your life,
Mm-hmm.
that to me is a perfect what's the word for that?
Match.
Yeah.
All right.
And the fact that it's built like that,
Yeah.
that's how I look at it. It's like it's designed just for that.
Yeah.
Like that person is designed for you and only
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Don't matter what y'all go through, that person is designed for you.
I feel you on that. The reason I even asked you the question is because as a youngin, I was like, yo, I think, yeah, you only get one soulmate. Like that's what it is.
Yeah.
And then as I was growing more and more and more, I believe I'm like, nah, I believe you can have multiple soulmates. And I break it down to a sense of like this. Let's look at it in a simplistic form of like, all right, let's just look at food. Let's just look at food so we can figure it out.
Yeah.
And then it can make it make sense. It's like, vibe me for a second because you like, oh, you talking about food, but it's like this. All right, check it out. So it's like this. Let's say, all right, your milk and the girl is cereal, right?
Mm.
All right, your milk, the girl is cereal, right? Okay, them two purpose in niches. Now it can be layers for even for yourself. Where it's like this, you can be that person's like this. Whatever that person's favorite milk is, whether it's they like whole milk, they like 2%, they like 1%, they like soy milk, they like almond milk, vanilla flavored almond milk. You know what I'm saying? Where like it can go into layers. The more you build yourself up, because you always got to be working on yourself. Same way, vice versa. For that person can be whatever your favorite cereal is.
It's true.
Or your second favorite cereal, or your third. And then you start to see it line up and mix. But that person could also be something that you ain't supposed to mix with. That person could be like this. Oh no, that like this water and cereal. You can force it together and make it work. And out of desperation. You can force it out of desperation, but it don't taste good. It ain't good. And it ain't gonna be good. It ain't gonna mix the way those two things gonna mix. So as I start maturing, I'm like this. I that's why I believe you can meet multiple people. You like this. Dang, I like this girl vibe. And then you can meet somebody else. You're like, yo, they bring a whole different aspect. I never even thought about because it's a whole different type of layer. Now you just gotta do it align long term. Ask those deep questions like, how do we work long term? Like, how do we got those main common things in common? Like, whereas though, like, they say don't be equally yoked. So it's like this. Where it's like this. So it's like, if y'all don't believe in the same thing, this is gonna be a challenge. Now, if you get married, like it says in the Bible, God honors marriage. So you're gonna honor it, but now it's gonna be work. Because marriage in general just gonna be work, but now it's gonna be more work because it's like He let you choose. It's free will. Choose what
Yeah,
you want to choose.
it's
But it's
true.
going to be work now because it's like this. If you somebody that believe in this and this person like I don't believe in nothing.
Mm.
When them kids come, what's up? So it's going it's going to be where it's like now if you equally yoked, if y'all agree
Yeah.
on those men, you like this. How do you feel about whoopings? Like how do you feel about
Mm.
you like this? You don't need to know those kilo like all that other stuff is like this. Yeah, these is like you need to know those like borderlines where it's like nah I can't compromise on this and this. I need to
Yeah.
know we match on these things. Yeah.
What if the milk gets spoiled though?
The milk can easily get spoiled. I remember my dad put me on game a long time ago. He's like, yo, and I didn't even know what he was talking about. He's
Yeah.
like this. He's like, right now, she pure, she water, man. Don't let it go cold. Don't let it turn into ice.
Mm.
Don't let it evaporate.
Mm.
Where I was like this, I'm like this. That's the meaning you're playing your role as a man. These are the things you're supposed to be doing, and this is what you're looking for your partner to do back. Like where it's like this is like this. Like it says in the Bible, will be a living sacrifice. Love, like how God is, like how Jesus is for the church. Love your bride like that. Where it's like this, you just living sacrifice. Where it's like, yo. So if you're not tending to these things, or you're not listening to the love language that she's telling you that she want, yeah, that milk will spoil. Because it's like this. You like the most thing we struggle against, being content. I feel like that's communication and content. You like
Yeah.
this, yo. You get somebody, you like this. Oh, I got him. I ain't got to do the same things I was doing no more.
Mm.
And this person like, yo, you never take me out. You never yeah, I ain't get compliment from you in a long time.
Yeah.
You don't even take care of yourself. You ain't get dressed in a long. You don't even care to do the things that you once was doing. You looking at it like,
Mm.
oh, I'm just supposed to be here.
Yeah.
Things start going to
True.
spoil you.
That's
Things start
true.
going awry.
Mm. Things get rotten so fast, man, and that's how a lot of relationships and marriages end
Mm-hmm.
because there's no communication,
Yep.
there's no goals.
Exactly.
There's no goals, in my opinion. And but not only that, man, a lot of people when they don't communicate, like a lot of them got desires. A lot of them can tell I got desires,
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
got pleasure. But would you really put your pleasure and your desire on the line for your marriage?
Exactly.
I seen people do it, and I'm just like, I can't even tell them because that's already their state of mind.
Uh-huh.
Like
They
they
ain't
they,
weighing,
they mind.
they ain't weighing it out. You like this. Listen, I get it. You like this. You start to let things get too dry to the point that it's like you didn't already convince yourself,
Yeah,
nah, that's what I'm about to do. But it's like you
yeah,
better go find that means of communication to find that common ground to let a
yeah,
person know where you at. You like, listen, I want to be so real and honest with you in this moment. It's gonna hurt. Sometimes the truth hurts. That I got thoughts of being like, I think I need to be doing something else.
mm.
That tough conversation. I think I need to be doing something else.
You don't like
So
that.
like we need to seriously sit down. Like, listen,
Yeah,
put our egos aside. I'm not trying to bash you. I don't tell me what you need. I'll tell you what I need. And
man.
we gonna figure this thing. We gonna figure this thing out. We gonna find some common ground here.
Yeah, I agree. I agree, man, 100%. But you know what? Now that I think about it, you're right because an old pastor by name Pastor Benjamin Smith
All right.
Sr. I never met the man. He died before my time, before his time,
Mm-hmm.
and his first wife was beautiful. They
Yeah.
said, man, she was his real soulmate.
Mm-hmm.
But when she passed and died and everything, he met another wife, got remarried.
Mm-hmm.
And they said she was like the version of her, you
Yeah.
know? And
Yeah.
like she even brought more out of him, more blessings, more everything out of him. And that made him the best man he ever was,
Exactly. I-
you know?
Yo, my dad told me this one time ago. He's like this because it's like this. I don't think people understand it. He's like,
Yeah.
we like to think we're individuals, which we are. We got our
Yeah.
little individualities, but
Yeah.
we're like a type. Meaning like this is the type of person you are, and it's other type people that's just like you. And it's like this. It's like, did you notice yet? And I had to figure it out fast. So you got to figure it out so you can know what to look for and what's the red flags in the person. He's like,
Yeah.
you notice the type that you attracted to? That you notice what their common denominator is. The
Yeah.
thing that if you look at all of them, you be like this. Yeah, they all do got this exact trait. This one trait right here. And then you start to know, like, okay, what's the detrimental side of that trait? What's the pros of that trait? So now I know how to judge how I'm moving forward with the person that I'm attracted to.
Yeah.
You know, as men, we're first attracted, and what makes us stay around is all the personality and traits that makes us be like this. Now I see a future here.
Yeah.
I see a future here. And then you go from there.
I mean, it'd be hard, man. I know from all my situations. I mean, I can tell you straight up, it wasn't my soulmates at all.
All right.
Some of them, a lot of them were lessons.
Yeah.
A lot of them was experiences. A lot of them was enemies.
Okay.
A lot of them was enemies. I'm saying, and the reason why I say the word enemy, because they want to destroy my life.
Yeah.
Like sometimes people don't even know why they do what they do.
Yeah.
They just do it.
Yeah.
And the more you try to figure them out, is the more they pressure you. They push you.
Yeah.
You know? And I learned that a long time ago. Like when somebody's like that, man, get away from them.
Get up out of there.
Like God's showing them for a reason.
Yeah.
Like I used to have a lot of visions, a lot of dreams. At first I didn't believe in them, but then one day a dream happened to me that came to reality. I said, man, I seen it in my dream before. And it happened to me. I said, no, I gotta go.
Yeah.
Because the mother dream was like, hold up. They might try to kill me. Hold up. They might try to destroy me. Or nah, I'm out.
Yeah.
I ain't risking that.
That's how it is. It's like a person coming, they come in with one or two things. They either come in to build or they come in to destroy. One or the other. And it's up to you to discern. And the crazy part is God give us all discernment. It's just a lot of times we don't pay attention to it.
No.
Like they call it intuition, and we don't pay attention to it. Think about it just on something regular. You like this. You ever be about to do something, you get the gut feeling that says, nah, don't do that.
Oh yeah.
Don't do that. And if you go against it, what happens?
Yeah.
You like this. Because it's like this. It can be something as simple as like this. Like you in the market, you going through self-checkout. You probably done it before. You like this. You like, yeah, I'm gonna just throw that in the bag. Bing, 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 and throw that one in the bag. And you don't think nothing of it. You just go and that's about that. But then there's a time you can go in there, you like this, something comes on you. Don't throw it in the bag. The discernment that God gives us all. Don't throw it in the bag. Everybody that ever go against that intuition suffers the consequences.
Yeah.
Every time.
They learn from their mistakes.
Yeah.
And some people they want to learn from their mistakes and some not. You know, I learned that a long time ago. A lot of us, we like to sit up there and just keep our desires going.
Yeah.
Like I tell you all the time, your desires, man, ain't worth it.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, cause that true story. It's a cat right now sitting in jail right this minute. And you know what's crazy is I warned them probably a year ago. I said, man, I understand how you feel. Well, part of me understand how you feel. Part of me don't understand how you feel. But I can see you're hurting. Now, I said, listen, I'm gonna just give you the realest game I can ever give you. Give it to God. Stop trying to do it yourself.
Yeah.
Cause I'm gonna tell you something. You keep going down this road, it's not gonna end well. When I say end well, it's not gonna end well. Like you might get your last strike, and your last strike might be something that might be life. I was just being real with him. I wasn't even trying to play around with him, sugarcoat nothing. But it's a reason why God send people our way, or the other way around. Because you gotta understand, like, man, I'm a messenger. I'm not trying to downplay you. I'm trying to give you what God is telling me to give you.
Mm-hmm.
It was crazy. I told this cat, I said, listen, man, stop doing what you're doing. Let it go. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to hang on to it. Stop trying
Mm-hmm.
to go back down your old path. Oh man, I'll be good. Don't worry about it. A year later, you locked up now.
Oh, snap.
Not only that though, it's your last strike. You done. You can't
Yeah.
even. You can't
Yeah.
even. You can't even listen. A time he come home, you gonna be like 80 years old, maybe 70
Dang.
years old. By then, that's it.
Whole different world.
You
That's
coming out.
crazy.
Everybody just listen. People probably dead by then.
Mm-hmm.
Probably still living somewhere far. I don't know what. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm just being real. Like this is what happened when you don't listen to God. And I'm pretty sure I told him, and others told him the same thing. But you have to listen to God though, because God gonna give you some. God gonna listen. He gonna
Yeah.
warn you. He gonna tell
He
you,
is. He is.
and he gonna let you know, like, yo, I'm telling you to stop.
Yeah. Want to
But
come for that destruction. He definitely gonna warn you.
sometimes God gotta sit you down for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
You mean, and that sit down just might be what you really need.
And that'd be the crazy part.
I hate to say it like that, but a lot of us be needing that sit down.
Because it could
And that
go,
sit down can go any other way.
yeah, exactly. Because it could get worse. It could get worse. You like, listen, let me sit, because it could get worse. You your own worst enemy right now.
It's just like being in a relationship. Like, I mean, if God telling you to leave her alone, and trust me,
Mm-hmm.
he'll use a stranger.
Mm-hmm.
He'll
Yeah.
use your mom, your dad, your siblings. He'll use everybody that you ever been around.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, he'll even use a dude that been locked up.
Yeah.
Yo, man, leave that alone. I'm telling you that alone for a reason.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I'm just being real. Like, he'll use anybody to tell you this, and you can only know it's from him because everyone tell you saying the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I probably had like 100 people tell me this. No, not even 100. I'm gonna say 1,000. They said, "Man, leave that girl alone, man."
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, she gonna mess your life up. Like, you gonna mess your life up, man. She gonna mess your purpose up. Purpose is real. Purpose, man. Whenever God gives you a calling, and if somebody telling you that they gonna mess your purpose up, oh no,
Mm-hmm.
you gotta run for your life now.
Yeah.
You gotta run for your life. Why sit there and try to play around with that? Nah,
Mm-hmm.
don't try to help that. For what?
Yeah.
It's already programmed that they're going to do that if you stay.
Mm-hmm.
But if you leave, you got a chance.
Mm-hmm.
If you leave, I guarantee you that will go its own separate way.
Yep. Gotta pay attention. Gotta pay attention. A lot of times we don't pay attention. We don't pay attention to what's right in front of our face. We're not paying attention. I just said something on my podcast the other day where it's like reading the room.
Mm,
Read the room. Read the room. Like pay
yeah,
attention to what's going on. Because I got times where I just rant where I'm like this. I'm right might be ranting to a particular sex, whether it's male or female
yeah,
or something like that. But the rant was it was particularly for the ladies because it was just stuff that I was saying just on social media, just in my
yeah,
feeds. And
yeah.
like I'm like, listen, you gotta learn to read the room because I'm like, you don't want to keep making these wrong decisions
Yeah.
that's affecting you time after time, time after time, time after time. Where it's like, all right, you putting up the status saying, hey, wish somebody was here to cuddle with and watch Netflix. I'm like, I'm pretty sure somebody asked you out, but that's not what you're really saying. See,
Yeah.
I'm reading the room. That's
Yeah.
not what you're really saying.
Saying,
And other
yep.
people that's reading the room, reading the room.
Mm-hmm.
You're sending this message out to a particular person that's ignoring you. But if the person ignoring you,
Mm-hmm.
they're showing you they're not worth your time. So why are you not entertaining the person's trying to show you they want to spend time with you and see what this person is like?
Mm.
Read the room. And then even if you get together, it's like he already showed you he's giving you the runaround. You thought it was gonna be different once you got in a relationship.
But let me piggyback on that real quick because a lot of people characters don't attach to them.
Mm-hmm.
See, I'm a big believer in character. If your character is right, trust me,
Mm-hmm.
that person that's giving that trying to get your attention, you gonna go to them.
Yeah.
But if your character ain't right, you ain't gonna go to them. That's
Yeah.
like that's like man, that person could be meant for you, but the fact that you are the way you are, because you don't believe you can change,
Mm-hmm.
that person is gonna move on. They're gonna find somebody that's meant for them that
Yeah.
they gonna fall in love with, gonna have kids, be married, all that stuff. And then you see something like, man, now that I'm finally right, he gone.
Yeah.
Like you wait 10 years later, you
Yeah.
wait 5 years, 20 years later, that person gone. But
Do
the
you,
fact that you was chasing that person, that was what you was trying to get their attention just to have sex. Nah,
yeah. Do you believe do you believe we all get the love that we really want and deserve? Like in a sense of whatever love you got right now currently is because that's the love you want.
I'm gonna say no because
Uh-huh.
a lot of people be in relationships and be in marriages, and they think that's the love they want. That this love they've been wanting for a very long time, but once they get in it, that's not even it.
Mm-hmm.
And they waste time just dealing with that person.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, man, why waste time? And
Yeah.
it's funny part is a lot of them know that. Like, trust me, if your heart I'm sorry, if your heart is attached to their heart, you're gonna be with that person. But
Mm-hmm.
if you don't feel the same way they feel, nah, you just gonna play around with that.
Mm-hmm.
From the time you do that, things gonna go downhill. Things gonna be very bad. You're on part ways.
Yeah. For sure.
You're on part ways. But I'm gonna just say this because right now I'm currently in a relationship,
Mm-hmm.
and I actually believe the person I'm with is my soulmate.
That's what's up.
Yeah, I
That's what's
believe
up.
that truly. I
That's what's
mean,
up.
and I always try to put her on game because I try. I don't, I'm sorry, I don't try. I tell her that if you just put God first, you know, He'll point you in the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
Yeah.
and it's vice versa. She got game too that I be need. I'm like, I need that game.
Oh yeah, the right
And
one can make you. The right one
yeah,
definitely could bring the best out of you, for
yeah.
sure, for sure.
And that's what that's about, though. It's always about that. Like, man, that person right there is meant for me. But
Mm-hmm.
you know what's crazy, man? True story, true. I thought her throughout the years. We met one time, like literally one time when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
Um, man, off of Instagram though. We met somewhere down South Street. She was a
Yeah,
cool person, man. A real cool person, but I wasn't ready.
yeah.
you
Sometimes it be
know,
like that. Yeah.
I was still doing me. I was wilding,
Mm-hmm.
and I wound up leaving whatever, or we parted ways that one single time, and we ain't talked since. Been like 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
But it's funny. Everything I went through brought me all to this point. Everything she went through brought her to this point. So
Mm-hmm.
so so now it's like we both can handle everything. We
Yeah.
both good. We both understand the signs.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, man, you went through that. I went through that. That's the same thing.
Exactly.
And what's crazy? People to this day still hit her up and still hit me up.
Mm-hmm.
And those are the signs of, hey, they just gonna keep trying.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, and they gonna keep trying because they miss that version of you.
Mm-hmm.
Like they know, oh man, I messed up, man. Like I messed up with that person. I'm trying to get that person back. Now you can't.
Mm-hmm.
Because she with the right person. He with the
Exactly.
right person.
Mm-hmm.
That's too late. I got a teacher right now. I know. Man, she said this guy been trying to get in contact with her for 20 years.
Oh my
Right?
God.
Yeah, 20 years. Man, I'm talking about every time he sees her, like the dude just think it's all over again.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, dude, that been done with. Like, what?
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
she only got sitting on that because he should already know what the deal is. But the fact that he still feel that way, he's unhappy.
That's what it be.
He unhappy. He not even married. I'm like, wow.
That's what it be. Yeah. So
Yeah, it's crazy.
speaking on that, I'm like, that's be the main thing I want people to get out of the podcast I got going called Lovers Advocate, where I'm like, listen, we gotta wake up. We gotta wake up fast. Listen, we all got our growing pains we're gonna go through, but I'm trying to give you some shortcuts if you're willing to not take the hard-headed route.
Yeah.
You can take the hard-headed route if that's what's necessary for you. But there's some shortcuts that you can learn from, because when them old heads told you it's nothing new under the sun, it's literally nothing new under the sun. It's the same thing. It's been going around for time and centuries and centuries.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing new changed. But so I'm just out here trying to show people what love really looks like. What love look like. I'm like this. A person, love is the action word. Ain't no like, oh, he's just saying it or she's just saying it. You feel it.
Yeah.
It's an action word. You feel it.
What it is. Yeah.
I'm like this. I'm like, put some people to the test sometimes. Put some people to the test sometimes. In a sense of like, this is a moment where a person got to shit. Because my dad used to have a saying all the time. He'd be like this: show me your love, not your selfishness.
Sound like a wise man.
Yeah, when you put somebody to the test to be like, all right, this is a situation where I'm gonna see what you gonna do. Like, are you gonna be selfish in this situation? Think about yourself. Are you gonna show me? Are you gonna show me love? You remember that movie? What was it? Two Could Play at That Game. You ever seen that, Jim? It was Morris Chestnut. It was Vivica Fox.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I ain't seen it in a while though. A long time. But you ain't talking about.
I'm even confused from that one, or was Deliver Us from Eva? That was the joint with LL and Gabrielle Union. Okay. One or the other. Yeah. One or the other. I vividly remember a scene where it was like this. They say some old head told the young Jones, like, you want to know how that guy love you? If he willing to give you that last piece of food, that last piece of cake. Yeah, because it's like because it's and it's some real truth to that. When you get down to that last, you're like, come on, you want to ask for this? You see my mouth watered and ready to go. You want to ask for this piece now? Hun. That love versus selfish. He willing to get that up. Like, like this. I'm like this. You gotta pay attention to the room. Pay attention to the signs. A person will show you if they in it or they not. They not in it. You like this. Like I remember I heard some guy like this. A guy won't be with like as women is just like out here. Like a guy won't be comfortable just watching you struggle. If you don't see him out here trying to make every move to help fix your situation, I'm like, that's what men do. Men move for the one they love. Like this. So if you don't see them,
I don't know, man. Some of these cats, man, they surprise me, man.
They don't really like that person. They just lying. They like, I'm using you for what I need you for, and that's just what it is. Yeah. But it's like this. Like you said, you feel like that's your soulmate. That means I already know without a shot. I'm like, yeah, he gonna be willing to move mountains for. Whatever he's in his power to do, he's going to do it, and that's just how it goes.
Man, I'll move my lady anytime. Yeah. You know, and that's just real. That's realness right there. You know, I always said that. And my goal now is to break curses. Not just for my family and her family or anyone's family, but for everybody. I mean, it's always about breaking curses, breaking them records. Like so many people out here, man. You know what? I see so many people with babies. Yeah. More than marriage. Yeah. Yeah. And I only been to one marriage around my age bracket. That amazed me so much. Like the fact that I see two people my age married, happy, coming together though. Yeah. I was like, that's a blessing. You know, and that right there is the biggest record you can ever break. The biggest curse you could ever break. Yes. Yes. You know what I mean, but not only that though, those people seeing examples,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and that's what it's about, seeing an example. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so me seeing that example, that make me want to just go ahead and do the same thing, but more.
Yeah.
Like, I see that here and there, but I
Mm-hmm.
see people celebrating at baby showers.
Yeah. The
You know, I see
reveal, gender
people, yeah,
reveals.
I be seeing
Yeah.
so much of that, man. I'm like, yo, like, damn, how many kids she got?
Yeah. Yeah. I know what you
How,
mean.
how many kids he got?
Yeah.
I'm just like, you know, and they celebrating as if they married.
Mm-hmm.
And then you know what? A couple months later, a year later, broke up, argument. I moved out.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. I'm just like you.
You ever see the ones be like this that they tell you like, yeah, ain't no real point in marriage, man. Da 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 da.
Oh
Person just
man,
gonna take person just gonna take half if you leave.
man.
I'm like this. I always had the same question I will always ask. Similar. I'm like, who are you with? Because I'm like, the reason I'm asking you who are you with, because it's simple. It's like, why is your immediate thought?
Yeah,
'Cause words have power. You can
yeah,
it's life indefinite tongue.
yeah.
Like,
True.
why is your first thought the destruction of your marriage?
Mm.
Like your thought ain't like, yeah, we gonna be do this. We probably grow. Who gonna be going first? Like, I wonder if I can see our grandkid. Your first
Mm.
thought is,
They
yeah,
hold that
if
person
it
back,
don't
man.
work, if it don't work, they gonna get half.
They hold that person back. That's how I look at it. You know, if you can't bring that best version out of somebody, you're holding that person back
Yeah.
from their blessing. Because I
Mm-hmm.
seen people, man, have blessings on them,
Mm-hmm.
purpose, a calling.
Yeah.
And the fact that you wasting that by doing that to somebody,
Mm-hmm.
that ain't right, man. And you know what? You can tell me what you want to tell me. God sees your heart.
Yeah. Exactly.
God looking at what you're doing. He know how you
Mm-hmm.
think.
Mm-hmm.
See, he waiting for the right time to get you. See,
Yep.
and when he gets you, you're gonna be like, oh man, I should have just, you know what? It's too late.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing you can do about that. And a lot of people play around with that, man. That ain't cool. That right
Yeah.
there, that makes me mad all the time because
Yeah.
people have callings out here, man. Purpose is real. Like you need to do
Mm-hmm.
your purpose. Like I always tell people, man, find yourself, then you find your purpose.
Exactly.
My fault.
Exactly.
Find yourself, find God, find your purpose.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, all that comes all in one.
Gotta align. Gotta
Yeah.
align.
And you can't miss that. But a lot of people, I realize that a lot of people don't want to know who they are.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to know their purpose. You know, they like where they're at now. They're comfortable where they're at now. Like, how are you comfortable if you're not living?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you basically don't have no soul. You just walking around dead.
Yeah, existing.
You know,
But
so
I
you a zombie.
but I realized a lot of people when they say the phrase ignorant is bliss, I
Mm.
realized a lot of people, like you just saying, piggyback on what you were saying, like
Yeah.
don't want to know. They don't want to know because what we know, we now accountable for.
Mm.
Like it's simple as like this. You see, like, oh yeah, such and such and them doing that. It don't matter what such and such and them doing. You
Yeah.
know to do better. So you held accountable for it. You know to do better. You accountable for that. So it's like a lot of times they like ignorance is bliss. So they like, I don't wanna feel that guilt or that consciousness.
Yeah.
I don't feel no guilt, no consciousness where I'm at right now. It's like I'm not, I'm just existing.
Mm.
I'm not awake yet. Whereas like now you're awoke, you know your purpose. Now it's like this. Now the pressure's on in a sense, because you know, like, all right, now that you know your purpose and you know your calling, the devil on attack. It's go time. He's
Yeah.
sending the imps like, oh, we gotta discourage this. We gotta kill still. We gotta stop this.
Yeah. And he
Now,
gonna do that. He gonna listen. He gonna try his hardest.
yeah. And it's on
Yeah.
because it's like this. He don't send nobody after. Like, if you ain't walking in your purpose, like, ain't no need to bother you. You ain't a threat to my kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
But
Facts.
now that you're awake, you're a threat. And we gotta stop this. So
Mm.
now, so a lot of people like this, they like, nah, I'd rather just walk around ignorant, not know. It's like this. It's like, because maybe you was young and like somebody told you something. yeah, I think you gonna be a pass. Oh no, I ain't. I'm not. Don't put
They
that
don't
on me.
want. They don't
Like,
want to hear
no,
that.
don't put that
Nah,
on me.
nah, they
Don't
don't want
put
to hear
that
that.
on me.
They don't want to hear
Like that's yeah. It's like yeah, don't put that on me because now I'm responsible. I don't put
that.
that on
Yeah,
me. Yeah.
yeah,
So
that's
yeah.
true, man. That's facts. I want to read this quote to you real quick.
All right.
Says here, the man that views the world at 40, same way he views the world at 20, has wasted 20 years of his life.
That's facts. That's facts. That's biblical. That's
Yeah,
facts.
yeah.
Yo,
So,
that's facts.
and I just want to break this down real quick for a little bit. I say this quote because I see men at that age or in that age bracket, and a lot of them fellas, though, they wasted 20s of their life. Dealt with people, married 2 or 3 times, never recovered from that, never had a chance to give their kids the proper love.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Never had a chance to give their kids the proper respect. It's kind of like it's like you just wasted their life and your life. Is
Mm-hmm.
what they would say.
Yeah, yeah.
But you know what it was? A lot of people have generational curses in their family,
For sure.
and those curses are real. And we don't break
Mm-hmm.
those curses live on
Mm-hmm.
to generation and generation.
Yeah.
And that's why I tell people it's important that you break that curse. And don't get me wrong, even if you can't break that curse,
Mm-hmm.
you can still be a better version.
Mm-hmm.
But you gotta want to tap into that. See, a lot of us, we want to claim we tapping in, but we're not tapping in. We
Mm-hmm.
just sitting there. Like the button right there, you ain't pressing the button. You just looking at it.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't know if you ain't want to press it now. You don't know where you're gonna go at.
Yeah.
And that's why I always say a lot of people are scared to see the other side of them because they don't know what's over there. They don't know what they're gonna lose. But I guarantee you, what you might lose just might be what you need to let go.
Mm-hmm.
If you let go and let God, I guarantee you, God will prevail.
Yo, that's crazy. Yeah, you say it like that because I'm like that even offered me a different perspective. Because when you first said the quote, my immediately thought went. That's why I said it's biblical.
Yeah.
Went to yeah. When I was a child, I spoke as a child. I acted as a child.
Child.
And like when I became a man, I put my childish ways away. I, so what
Yep.
I'm saying? So I'm
Yep.
like this, but even from that perspective, as you put it, and you're like, yeah, they afraid to like this. Yeah, that's a whole different like side of you even thinking of it on. It's like, of
Yeah.
course you're afraid. When you're a child, it's responsibility free.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun.
Yeah.
When we live in the time of the turn up.
Yeah.
Adult, you know how it is when you first probably start really like, yo, the responsibilities, the bills you got to take care of, like the live the day to day. All you like, yo, I remember as a kid, like I ain't had to worry about none of this.
Mm.
So yeah, that was a crazy way that you just looked at it. That like took that scripture. I'm like, yo, they even look at it in that way.
Yeah. And that's real, man. And that's why I stay prayed up because God be telling me stuff, man. I got almost 2,000 notes in my phone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, from all the way from 2016 when my father passed away, and that's when I realized life.
Mm-hmm.
Because life can hit you in any direction. Challenges can be right in front of you, but how you want to take those challenges is up to you.
Yeah.
I always believe that you're given 2 opportunities. You can be your worst version or your best version.
Exactly.
Just like that movie about to come out, Black Adam. Can't wait to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
I heard him say, I heard Dr. Fate tell him, you can be the destroyer of this world, or you can be their savior of this world.
Mm-hmm.
I said, man, I had to put that in my notes for a second because
Yeah.
it's like, yo, we giving the same thing. Like, yo, we can either destroy people or help people. We can
Exactly.
be our best version or the worst version. Like,
Mm-hmm.
vice versa. Like, what we gonna do?
The choice is totally up to us. Free will.
Sometimes
You can
that free
choose.
will ain't free will.
Uh-huh.
See,
You can
God
walk.
give us free will.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, God give us free will, but at the same time, He already know what you're gonna say.
Yeah.
But your mind can change though.
Yeah. Sick. Yo, you ever seen the Adjustment Bureau?
That sounds familiar.
You got to check it out if you've never seen it with Matt Damon. It's called the
Nah.
Adjustment Bureau. They
Mm.
call the person like the architect on there. That's what they call it. The
Okay.
architect, right? So the
Mm.
whole twist of it, when I seen it, I was like, because I always thought in that way.
Yeah.
And it was like, because I'm like this, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. Because I'm like this, I'm like, all right, like you said, free will ain't always free will. And it's
Yeah.
like that's where it's like this, where it's like we got a book, we are a book, and we got a design, we got a purpose and a destiny of things we supposed to do and accomplish, the people we supposed to touch and get them on their path and get them on their journey along their route. So it's like this, it's like sometimes they'll put obstacles in a way where it's like this, where it's like this. You walking down the street, and let's say you see a girl that you're attracted to,
Yeah.
right? Single, you see a girl that you're attracted to, and now you're like, oh, you start walking that way to go start talking to her because God was like, nah, sent this angel like, yeah, bring this girl around this corner so he go talk to her because if he keep walking down that block, they about to start shooting right here and he going to get hit. It ain't his time to get hit. I want him to go over here, talk to her, even if it don't do nothing. So he still going to, because he got a path. He's
Yeah.
got a calling on his life.
Yeah.
And I think the free will comes in where it's like little simple things and one major thing where it's like we got a choice to walk in our purpose or not walk in our purpose,
Mm.
love God or not love God. Them the major choices. And just little things like personality things. Oh, what type of toothpaste you like?
Yeah.
What type of soap you little, but it's stuff that's gonna come along and try to
Yeah.
bump you on this, like listen, trying to get you right. Like you said, sometimes you gotta get set trying to get you right along this path. But the choice is I can't force you. But that major choice you're gonna have to make is are you gonna make it or you not gonna make it? And then I feel like the time is up when he realized like one or two things: you completed it, or
Yeah.
I realized you're never going to.
Mm.
And now it's time to go. You
That.
completed and it's time to come home.
Mm.
Or I realized because I know all, I'm omnipotent, you're
Yeah.
never going to.
Mm. By then, God cut you off already.
Yeah, because he gave you that grace, that mercy.
Yeah.
You're never going to. I can see it. I already know.
Mm.
I knew you was gonna make that mistake. Because I see the big picture. You don't see it. You just living in the moments.
Mm.
Like it, like when they used to ask the question, if you really knew what it was going to take to get to your purpose, you like, oh no, I ain't trying. So but you don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know along this journey. You be like this. I see some of the stuff I had to go through for some of the things that I'm called to do. I'm like, man, God, like, but it's like, nah, but it's all a part of it. All things work for your good for them that love the Lord. Not some things, oh, these couple
All
things. No,
things.
all things.
All
Even when I let these back, because it's stuff that's going to prepare you for what is in front of you. You can't see it. You don't know. You don't know. You don't understand it. Your thoughts is far from my thoughts.
Mm.
But all things work for my work together for your good for them that love the Lord.
Hmm.
Like you said, you was like, I used to be this. No, you was supposed to be that. Because you're gonna be able to touch people that nobody else can touch. Because they're like, oh, I remember him. I remember. Like,
Yeah.
no, he real. Like, he real. So what he telling me, I'm listening to him.
Yeah.
He real. I
Yeah.
know who he is.
Yeah.
So I need to tap into what he talking about. He telling me to tap in. Let me tap in.
Mm.
And that's real.
That's powerful. That's deep. That's not, man. Being from North Philly, I don't know that I made it.
Yeah, exactly.
And I gotta be real with that. Cause a lot of people think just because where you're from, oh, you good. Nah, you ain't good.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? The same cats, this is true. Same cats that tried to kill me, same cats that they used to hate on me,
Mm-hmm.
I'm friends with.
Yeah.
I talk to.
Crazy part, right?
Yeah. I even read them the word. And you know
Mm-hmm.
what, man? A lot of them is deacons, a lot of them in the church now, a
That's
lot of
what's
them
up.
married, a lot of them is actually doing what they're supposed to be doing.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
I even had one cat tell me this last year, and you know what? Even though he wasn't saved, but the fact that he pulled up on me. I was talking to
Mm-hmm.
somebody. He said, "Yo, E, what's up?"
Mm-hmm.
I said, "Man, I ain't seen this cat since we was beefing."
Yeah, yeah.
You know, pulled up, the son in front and everything. I said, "How you doing, man? What's good?" Spoke to him and his son, shook his hand. He said, "Man, it's good to see you." I said, "Man, good to
Mm.
see you too." He was like, "Man, be safe."
Mm.
He's like, "Man, you be safe, man. I'll see you again. Hopefully," you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying, "we can go out to eat."
Mm-hmm. That's what's up.
I said, "I love that." But you know what? When he said, "It's good to see you and be safe," he was trying to tell me, "I forgave you.
Mm.
I apologize to you, man."
Yeah, yeah. It ain't about that.
Because you know what? What we went through was small.
Yeah,
You know, when you young, it's big.
yeah.
When you get
Exactly.
older, you start to see cats drop
Yeah, yeah.
that was next to you side by side. Some of them probably betrayed him,
Mm-hmm.
but the fact that he saw me, I saw him. He was
Mm-hmm.
like, "Man, you was my best friend at one point in time."
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Me and you was close like this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I said, "Man, good seeing you."
Mm-hmm.
I said, "Man, good to see you too."
That's what's up.
And that's how a lot of people talk to one another nowadays because they don't know how to really say forgive and forget. They just know how to
Mm-hmm.
apologize and forgive that way.
Mm-hmm.
And I
That's what's
accepted
up.
it.
That's what's up.
I accepted it, man.
That's what's up.
So it's definitely important for people to understand that when God giving you a calling, a purpose, knock it out, man.
Mm-hmm.
Don't waste no time because
Yeah.
if you waste time, God just gonna say, "You know what, man? It's not I can do for you."
Yeah. Yeah,
You know?
man. I'm listen, I'm trying to get in the promised land. I ain't trying to be
Yeah.
out here 40 years. I'm
Oh,
trying to get in there, man.
yeah.
And I'm trying to get in there as fast
Yeah.
as possible. I,
Man.
I'm like, God, I'm ready. Listen, we ain't got to keep doing all this peaks
Nah,
and valleys. I'm ready, man. Just let me do it. So
man.
yeah, I knew what you mean. Yeah, for sure.
It ain't worth it, man. Ain't
Yeah.
when I say it's nothing out here, it's nothing out here.
Nah, nah.
You know, it ain't nothing. I'm so happy I moved out of North Philly because
Mm-hmm.
not only I mean I've been seeing the bigger picture, but the fact that I moved out at the age of 24,
Yeah.
that's when I saw the bigger picture.
Yeah.
It was like, man, it's so much out here. Like I don't even look the same no more. A lot of people like, man, you glowing, you real,
Mm-hmm.
you doing great. I'm
Yeah.
happy for you. If only if you knew what I knew, like you said, if only you knew your purpose. I mean, would I sat there and went through what I went through?
Mm-hmm.
Now that's a question that you ask yourself because just imagine if you took the easy route. The easy route, trust me, there's still gonna be bad you gotta face regardless.
Exactly.
So either way, I'm going the route that I took. I'm sorry to say that, but hey, I took it for a reason. And
Mm-hmm.
I learned from it. I went through it because God was showing me something. It wasn't just about me going through it. He wanted to show me these things. He wanted me to
Mm-hmm.
build my character up. My character is my character. I always
Mm-hmm.
said this. If you build your character up, I guarantee you God will prevail in your life.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say it again. If you build your character up, God will prevail in your life.
Yeah.
My my favorite rapper is Master P.
All right.
I'm trying to master peace.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to master peace in my
Yeah.
life. So the person that I'm with is mastering peace with me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what it's about. When your soulmate is mastering, you should be mastering.
Mm-hmm. That's what's up.
See, that probably went over their heads.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I love Master P.
Yeah.
But in my life, I'm trying to master peace.
Mm-hmm. Real rat.
I'm gonna leave it as that, man. Because you know,
Real
some
rat.
people gonna get it, some ain't gonna get it.
Uh-huh.
But
Real rat. Real rat. I feel
that's
you on that.
that's what it's about, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's about. Man, I got a question for you.
What's up?
Is our culture failing or is God prevailing?
Mm. Whoa, that's a question for you, just because it's like from initial look, from an initial just looking at glance view,
Yeah.
we fell in tragically.
Mm.
Like everything we believe in, everything we was taught, uh, everything they glorify, all of it. You like this? You like, yo, it just was the wrong teaching. Where you
Yeah.
like, yo, we like puppets,
Yeah.
and it's like, yo, you gotta, like in a sense, get that pill, get out of the matrix,
Yeah.
like wake up, see what's really going on.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that word is all it never come back void. So that's like, nah, God in the midst. We don't understand it. We don't see it, but he always raising up a you, a me, a somebody else, and this person. And it's like, nah, he going whatever he said is gonna be, it's gonna be.
Yeah.
His word never come back. Whatever like he said, whatever he said is going, that's what it is. So no matter how it's working, how it's playing out,
Yeah.
the end result
Yeah.
is gonna be what he said it's gonna be.
Mm.
So yeah, I so from a large perspective view,
Mm.
yeah, God prevails.
Mm.
But from just that condensed window view,
Yeah.
it looks like, yeah, we fell in tragically.
So can that same question that I said, 'cause I want to also say this, is people that's in relationship or marriage, are they felon or is God prevailing for them?
I guess it all depends on the marriage. Because if the people that came into marriage got married for the right reasons,
Yeah.
uh yeah, God's definitely prevailing because they was following the order that God set. But at the same time, like you got the ones where it's like, okay, you went on your own course, you didn't follow the order.
Yeah.
God still can prevail, but are you willing to do the work? So you'll see a lot of times they're not willing to do the work because even if you're under God's order, like you said, it's still gonna be work. It's gonna be challenges.
Yeah.
So when you're away from it on your own, it's like, nah, that's double the work, double
Yeah.
time. And it's like, so a lot of times they like ain't rocking with it. And you see the statistics where you see like all these marriages failing, like the divorce rate is crazy.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, you could just because you get married for the wrong reasons. A lot of times you'll see people get married for the wrong reasons, just like to say they married or to say I got somebody. You like, that's what? That's why you that's why you married? Like say you got somebody or just so you're not alone. I'm like this. I'm like, I feel like that in itself, which I preach majority of the time on my podcast, it's
Yeah.
the felon mentality of like the key, I feel like, to all successful relationships, period,
Mm.
is learning how to be content by yourself. Now,
Mm.
I ain't gonna say you're gonna be amazing, you're gonna be great
Yeah.
by yourself. Because God said it, man, it's not good for man to be alone. But I'm saying you're content by yourself, meaning like I'm good with just me and God. I'm good.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to settle for any and everything. I have a standard of which I want. If you don't meet the standard, then I don't need what you got going. I'm not here because I need you. I'm here because I want you.
Yeah.
And that's a whole different
Woo.
thing when you see somebody come down that aisle. Like, I'm not here because I need you. I'm here because I want you. Them two people want each other, and like, nah, they gonna go the distance because it's like, nah, they equally yoked. They lined up. They
Yeah.
they didn't settle into this situation. And there was no settlement in this situation. It was,
Mm.
nah, this is what I want. Like, I could have easily said, nah, I'm good. Like, up
Mm.
until the end, like, nah. Do you take it? No, nah, this ain't me. And they got what it takes to go the distance. So yeah, a lot of times you'll see people just getting into it because they think that's what they're supposed to be doing.
Mm. Man, I'm trying to find this scripture, man. I know it's in Matthew's.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Basically, it talked about how when two people don't agree,
Mm-hmm.
um, but I want to say the right thing. Now I want to say the wrong thing.
Yeah, I feel you.
But basically it was saying that two people, in order to walk the same path, they have to agree on
Mm-hmm.
that path.
I
But
know.
you
I
know,
know. I
if
think I know what script you talking about. Yeah.
yeah, but if they don't agree on it, then what is that? It's only one thing: unequally yoked,
Mm-hmm.
soul tie.
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah. Exactly.
and that's
And that be the
all it
case
is.
for a lot. That be the case
Yeah,
for a lot of situations where you like you'll see it. You be like, man, like y'all didn't need to go through all this. Y'all didn't need to.
yeah.
I posed a question the other day on my IG where I said, let me ask you this question. I can ask you this question directly. What do you feel like if you had two choices? Should two people stay married just for the sake of the kids, or should they call it quits because the kids can notice that unhappiness and start to pick up on that?
Mm. Call it quits.
Yeah.
I, I don't believe in being in a marriage with somebody that we're not happy, because stuff gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
Price gonna happen. Arguments gonna get worse. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it's gonna get so bad in that household that your kid is gonna start to see the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh
Of
man,
course.
they just here because of us. Like, they ain't here because they love each other.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's gonna be bad. And a lot of people are like that right to this day because they feel as though, man, I don't want to move with somebody. Like, I want to do this person. It's just that we're just not having it. Like, it just won't work out.
Mm-hmm.
Saying you staying for the kid, like, kid gonna be good. It's y'all two is not good.
And I even go this far, what you just said, where it's like this. Now you speak of those generational curses,
Mm-hmm.
you're creating one.
Oh man,
Because
woo,
it's like this, your kids watch, this is what they think love look like.
yeah. And you know what? Being as though your father just hurt your mother, so now when she gets older, because the way the mother was treating the man,
Mm-hmm.
same way she gonna treat a man.
You're creating one.
Exactly.
This is what they perceive love to look like.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
So now it's like it's up now. The pressure comes on them. It's like, are you gonna break the generational curse?
Mm.
If you don't get it right, then you're gonna repeat the same thing. Now it's up for the next generation. Are you gonna? And it's like, I'm like, listen, man, like, y'all, come on, come
Pain
on.
is passed down from father to son.
Yes,
So if you
yes,
don't bring any good love to your son or your daughter, how do you expect them to bring love to when they meet their soulmate or meet someone that
exactly.
is in the world?
My
They're
mom
not.
used my mom used to say it all the time. She said, I'm raising two sons, because at the time she just had me and my brother. I'm raising two sons because I want my sons to be a blessing to somebody someday. Like that was the
Yeah.
message being told. And it was
Yeah.
like this. And I'm watching my pops show me show me how you supposed to be loving on the woman that you claim that you love. So I'm like, yes, I'm like, I was fortunate enough to get a good example.
Yeah.
I was fortunate enough to get a good example, like to the point that I had to break my own bad habits growing up. Where it's like this, whereas though I'm like this, I knew where I was like you said, I was still wasn't ready. Had to break my own habits because it was like, yo, I'm like, which is why I even speak on it because I'm like this. I was like, I was good at operating with the opposite sex. It was like I knew what to say, I knew what to do, I knew how to do it. So it was like I was taking advantage of it. Now it's like, nah, it's deeper than that. Like
Yeah.
you planting something in her that it's no need. It's no like, no,
Mm.
don't do her a disservice like that.
Mm.
Don't do that. Like, come on, don't do her a disservice like that. Look at it like she your family.
Yeah. And that's real. That's as real as it gets, man. Man, this topic was great. I
Mm-hmm.
I want to go more on to this, man, but you know what? I'm gonna do a part three. I'm gonna do a part three, man.
Yeah, yeah,
It's only
yeah.
right to do a part three, man. It's only right because I feel like there's still more to talk about. It's still more to
Yeah,
pour
for
in.
sure, for sure.
So we're gonna do a part three, man. I want to do one definitely next week.
Mm-hmm. For
Hey,
sure.
I ain't letting this John go no further. Next week, man.
Yeah.
We got to tune in next week for this one.
Yeah, for sure. They gotta
Man.
tune back in.
Whew. Man, I'm gonna make sure I had some stuff jotted down. I had a few things jotted down, but I
Mm-hmm.
memorized it. But
Yeah.
now, yeah,
Yeah, get the
yeah,
points. Yeah, I feel what you
yeah,
saying.
yeah. So you know what, man? Yeah, I'm good. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say the rest for part 3, man, because I want to go really, really more deep into
Yeah,
this.
yeah, for
A
sure.
lot of people need to feel this.
Mm-hmm.
I get tired of people just holding back.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was times where I held back, and I could have saved somebody.
Yeah. Yeah.
I could have saved somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And, and when you don't do that, man, that's on you.
Yeah.
They ain't even on them. That's on
Mm-hmm.
you. The
Yeah.
fact that you could have said something, you could have helped that person, no matter what they did.
Mm-hmm.
You could have still your words could have affected them.
Mm-hmm.
Their perspective would have been different. All
Exactly.
right, they went through what they went through, but I guarantee you their perspective will be different.
Mm-hmm.
See, character is built on what you say and how you do for
Mm-hmm.
somebody. Character is built on the person that you're going to be. Character defines who you are on the days when you don't fight doing what you once said you were going to do long after you did
Mm-hmm.
it. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna leave it
That's
at that, man.
that's yo. That's I don't know if I could play it. If I could play it so you would hear it,
Yeah.
but it goes into a song that I got. It's called Better Me, which is pretty
Mm.
much saying like I want to be the best version of myself. Like so I could be a best so I can spread the love that which is the first commandment that God told us to do. Love your neighbor.
Yeah.
Love your neighbor. And then it's like, and it goes on. It like you like, listen, I ain't tell you to judge your neighbor. I ain't tell you to not forgive it. Like I said, love. That's what, and it's all for our own good.
Yeah.
Because it's like you could change your own heart because you holding on to stuff and you carrying this and you carrying that. You like, no, take on my burden, take on my yoke. My yoke is easy. Like this, just love. That's your job. Even
Mm.
your enemy, that's your job. I know you heard in the past. You're going back in Matthew. They go to Matthew 6. I know you heard in the past like this. Yeah, eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. No,
Hmm.
no. They smack you, give them the other cheek to smack. That's the thing I'm practicing most. Because I'm like, oh
Yeah.
my God, I'm still human, man. I'm not you. I'm
Yeah.
not you. I'm not you. But
Yeah.
I'm a work in progress each and every day, trying to
Yeah.
be the best version of myself.
Process.
Mm-hmm.
Process over outcome any day.
Mm-hmm.
That's my favorite right there. I always do process over outcome. You know what,
Mm-hmm.
man? We all human, man. We all human.
Exactly.
But you know what? Something happened to me a few weeks ago.
All right.
True story, man. I had to really think about this a lot. Cause us men, we believe that we have rights.
Yeah. Yeah.
We believe that we a man, we can do this and that. Nah. Once you become a servant, you a servant.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have no rights.
Yeah.
You know, once you give your life to Christ, you are no longer a man. You are a servant now.
Yeah.
So a few weeks ago at my old job, this one manager and this maintenance guy, he was bugging me. I'm talking about they used to come at me all crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you
Yeah.
know what, man? They wasn't saved. And a lot of them, that it's that flesh inside them.
Mm-hmm.
So I wound up, man, going at both of them. I cursed both of them out. I want to
Yeah.
rumble, all that,
Yeah. Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know. And the way they was coming at me, man, you would have thought that these dudes was like street dudes. Man, I said, hold up, man. Over this?
Yeah.
Nah, we ain't going
Yeah.
out like that, man. And you know what? I was with it. I said, what's up?
Mm-hmm.
They stuck in my face and everything. I was ready to knock both of their heads off.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
But you know what? God had to really deal with me on that. And I
Yeah.
seen he deal with me like, man, he had to deal with me. Like
Mm-hmm.
he had to really get inside me in my mind, telling
Mm-hmm.
me, you know what? I apologize to them two men. And
Mm.
he ain't just say it like that, man. He sent people my way that I trust and I love to tell me that.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, you're wrong. No matter what they said and did, you wrong. They not wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the problem with us today. We think we're right and we're wrong because you are
Mm-hmm.
a servant, man. You live for Christ. You are a
Mm-hmm.
Christian man, a Christian woman. Your job is to help people.
Mm-hmm.
Just like you said, when a person slaps you in the cheek, man, turn the other cheek.
Mm-hmm.
Don't try to keep that cheek going. Nah,
Yeah.
turn the other cheek. You know what I mean? Let God work on you.
Yeah.
Because only God know you. God
Yeah.
don't know them. God knows you. He's
And that
using you for a reason.
and as you saying that, that's exactly why he's saying it. Where it's like that's why I said I'm like God working on me each and every day, trying to make me better, develop more and more more
Yeah.
and more of that patience. Because it's like this. He's like he said, he's like, they ain't gonna know you, my child, by you just saying it. They're gonna know you, my child, by the love that you display.
Like where
Because
you
they're gonna be
living.
like this. Because they're gonna be like this. Like he said, it says it. You like this, you
Yeah.
like this. Anybody can love those that love them and hate those that hate them. Sinners do that.
Mm-hmm.
They do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But they gonna know, like, oh no, Jizzy different. He
Yeah.
different. Because it's
Yeah.
like this. I'm spewing out this, and he like, ain't about nothing, man. Take it easy. Now they like curious. You know, they coming up to you about, yeah, I was tripping, going through some things at home. And now you connect and give them because it's something about you. They drawn
Yeah.
to it now.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's the thing that you practice in each and every, because you don't want to be like, dang, that flesh got the best of me that day.
Mm.
It got the best of me because it's a daily fight. That's why you got to try to feed your spiritual man
Man.
as much as possible.
When
Or
I
that,
apologized to them, it was like, yo,
yeah,
like it wasn't even meant for them. It was meant for me.
yeah,
Like my
exactly.
my whole perspective changed after that situation.
Mm-hmm,
But you know what? It's something that I need to hear from one of them that made me change my perspective.
mm-hmm,
It's always about your perspective, man. Change your perspective.
mm-hmm.
No matter the outcome, no matter how it looks, man, change that perspective. Cause God gonna use you any way he
Mm-hmm.
possibly can. They was
Well,
hurt. Yo, they was more hurt than I was.
yeah.
I was like, yo, for real? Hey, real quick, man, before I wrap it up,
All right.
just want to ask you this one question. Whoever will be watching this podcast now or watching this podcast later on in life or later on, period, um, what encouragement would you give to someone who's watching this? You know, what do you want to tell them?
Um, what I would say to that person watching this, speaking directly to you, I hope it looked like I'm looking at the camera. I think this is where my camera at.
Yeah.
Don't give up on love, even if you've been hurt in the past. We're speaking on soulmates. That was the topic of today. How do you recognize your soulmate? Um, it may look like you've been dealt a lot of bad hands. And a lot of times when we don't realize we all kind of been dealt bad hands at times, but it's not about the many times we fall down. It's about what you do with them down moments.
Yeah.
And for sure, always keep God first. So it's like this. I will always tell you like this. Stop focusing on the the view that you're looking at it. Change your perspective, like you just said, where it's like you can look at it from this larger point where it's like this. For the females, once you working on yourself and you loving God and you living your life the right way, and you work and you keeping those characteristics in you that's going to line up with the characteristics that you want out of your husband, God's going to send that man, a man that found of a wife found of a good thing, and he's going to come and he's going to see like, oh, she's everything and more that I've been looking for. For those men, you looking at it like, oh man, all these women out here, they be crazy. All no, it's just the people that you've been looking at. You're looking in the wrong places. Sometimes you got to stop and just focus on. Let me focus on me and things that I could do, because now I know what I bring to the table. I'm a man and what I bring to the table, and I was meant to be a leader for the family that I'm gonna lead someday.
That's right.
You like this, yeah? That woman's going to show us something. You're gonna see, and you're like, whoa. Now that I stopped and I wasn't even really paying attention, there you go.
Mm.
So yeah, don't rush it. Patience is a virtue. Don't rush it. Don't force it. Don't try to settle for it. just let it happen, and it's going to happen. Work on yourself and love God and love everybody else at the same time, and watch.
I love that, man. I love that. That was good, man. I want y'all to stay focused on this, man. Stay tuned in for the next podcast. You know, and pay attention to the signs because your soulmate could be near you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, your soulmate could be literally next to you. It's always about listening to that voice.
Mm-hmm. That's real.
You know? It's always about seeking his face.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you put God first, you'll never be last.
Real rap.
I'm gonna leave it as that.
Mm-hmm.
Dang, man, Jizzy, it was good having you on my podcast.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you inviting me, man. Definitely had a dope time.
I feel like I know you for a long time.
Yeah, right. That's how I be.
I was like, man, I wasn't even expecting all of this. I was like, whew. But you know what, man? I learned a lot from you.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. I learned a lot from you, man. Show me some different perspective. You know what they say? When two or more gathered in my name. So yeah, man, appreciate it. Love the fellowship.
Yeah, man. Definitely got fellowship more often. I'll tell you that.
For sure.
I got a few things planned. I'll tell you that. I got a few things planned these next few months. So I want you to be a part of it.
All right, man. Just let me know.
I want you to be a part of it, man. It's going to definitely change a lot of lives. So I'm gonna grab your jack and everything. We go from there.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, stay connected. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
Keep building that relationship.
Mm-hmm.
You know, other than that, man, that's it.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
That's it, man.
All right.
Man, it was good having you, man.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Stay tuned for part 3, y'all. Part 3 is coming very soon, man. Humble Warrior, Eli, and my guy Jizzy. We out.
Peace.